Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Turns out I'm in a room that's behind the elevator banks. So that's all I heard all night was rattling. Like that. You hear it? I'm not sure how vlogging is going to work today because it's going to be a long journey. I saw last night that there's a cup of my favorite coffee a couple of blocks away, so I think I'm going to figure out how to ingest that in the next few minutes, hoping that the hotel Wi-Fi is going to upload the vlog that needs to go up today because I have to get it up. The vlog has to go up to the internet. So, we meet again. Which one of it was you last night? Or do I have to blame all three? I'm working up a sweat. Had to walk with a nice little fleece jacket on, and then the leather jacket on top of that. A little warm. Oh yeah, and I kind of forgot my room number. I found it. I mean, I didn't try more than my door, luckily. That would have been embarrassing. I just kept thinking 12, 12, 12, and well, I got the right floor and the right room. This segment goes out to all those people in my community who love talking about cosmetics and whatnots. I used rum bar soap this morning, peppermint shampoo, cilantro hair conditioner, but I ignored the rum body wash. That would be going too far. There will be 4 teams on the plane, each one tackling a separate problem.
I'm looking around and I'm seeing people and friends who are with us right at the very start of this adventure when we started to think about this. This is all about our belief that there is a new chapter in innovation, about co-creation. We're doing this two reasons. Firstly, to accelerate innovation in the world, and secondly, to bring together and to build a bridge between these two great hubs of innovation.
The first thing I have to say is that at least as far as we know, this is the first time there's been an innovation workshop challenge that's happened at 30,000 feet. And we actually think that might be to our benefit. If you think about it, there's a couple things that always stop innovation challenges from being great, which is tweeting, texting, emailing, things like that. So guess what? We can't do that on this flight. So there's no way to actually do any of that. And you can't leave. So that's a really great thing as well. We're all going to be there. We're all going to be working together. So get ready for that. The UN, local Silicon Valley leaders, your advisory board, who gave real thought to what the appropriate challenge was to take on for a session like this. And I think that the way that we kind of came forward was really, we do know there's a kind of gap right now in STEM employees versus actually where there's potential for employment. And the question is, how can we begin to kind of plug that gap? Or what are new ways to think about getting people who are deeply embedded and knowledgeable in science, technology, engineering, and math into the jobs that actually can be really beneficial to all of us? There is no silver bullet. In fact, we believe we're going to be better off if we think about many solutions to attack this problem and not one solution. And so what we believe is we want to get as many ideas onto the table as we possibly can over this next period and use those to kind of ladder up to solving the problem, not thinking about kind of like, what's the one thing we could do that could fix this?
It's interesting that we kind of are thinking about sidestepping the policy issue as we get on to innovate. And I've been doing a lot of work with government, and one of the things I notice is we have astonishing leaders who tend not to have a technology background.
Congratulations to all of you that were selected or took the opportunity to respond to that email, that phone call, or to a colleague that took this opportunity to share your ideas, your passion, your energy, and your innovative spirit. Look, as a former San Francisco mayor, I can say this, this is the right place to launch from. San Francisco, probably best described as 2 ways. One was a 49 square mile city surrounded by reality, which is a great way to describe the city.
You'll see kids in school of 10 or 11 working on a Raspberry Pi computer, a computer that's really cheap, can be dismantled and reassembled, and gives them that excitement, that bonding to STEM subjects that we really believe in.
I feel like the dumbest guy in the room. Well, not right now, because I'm the only guy in the elevator. Wow, a lot of smart people here.
Yes, so I'll be with you guys for the rest of the morning in the flight. We all have the Transatlantic group. We're the cool kids because we're sitting in the back of the plane. So let's make it as cool as we can. And the point of this experience is like come up with interesting ideas.
Focus that is more than in school and college.
I'm Chris Pirillo. I don't fit in any team. I'm what they've decided to call a social reporter. If I had a title, would be edupreneur, and educator, entrepreneur, entertainer. I've been in business for myself, a bootstrapper since 1996. Just wrapped up what would be called a YouTube type of gathering in Seattle, Washington. And YouTube did support that. I was very grateful. We sold out at about 1,300 people and have had great engagement with the community. That's kind of my background, as I understand community. I'm also a geek, and that's where a lot of people, including kids, especially young boys, will turn to YouTube as their primary teacher, and they turn to me consistently for what I try to explain. I take a typically complex topic and try to make it relevant so that it works for consumers specifically. Like, okay, the latest iPhone. I don't want to talk about the specifications. You can read a spec sheet all day long, but what does it mean? Why is it valuable? How could it work? And so, in terms of the thing I need most, or I think needs to change in STEM, and I wrote it down too, storytelling plus goal orientation equals relevance.
Say the second thing?
Sure. Goal orientation. If you're looking at that goal, you know you want something to happen. And an entrepreneurial mindset, you put these various pieces together to come up with a new picture. You know the goal you want to accomplish. Who cares how you get to it? It's not going to be something that's linear. You're going to take from a variety of spots. But then it's being able to connect with the story, anybody's story. And in fact, there was an individual here who, I don't know if he's connected with the group in any way, but he came up to me after the event and he said, "You're on YouTube." And I said, "Yes, I am." That's not where I live. I actually live in Seattle, Washington. But he recognized me for I'm actually online right now. This is a whole new technology. I'm like being here. Yes.
Chris. So that's right. So corporate curriculum, corporate training comes abroad.
So idea of use the field methods of also kind of journeyman math.
Wow, so
And then also,
I think of shows that I watch.
They essentially bust us all to the airport to get on the plane. We've got plenty of time, had some great conversations, came up with a couple of different interesting solutions to problems that were posed to me, and I think they may actually take those ideas and bring them to fruition, which is really kind of exciting for me. I'm an idea guy. Now it's time to check in. See, I'm not on any team, unfortunately. I get it, well, or fortunately, because I get to float between all of them. Oh, this is my vlogging camera, and I have a whole bunch of geeks who watch me, so they're gonna love, especially those in the UK, that I'm saying technology is great! Britain and Northern Ireland. And I know we have at least 70 people pre-registered for our meetup on Saturday, which will have happened by the time you watch this video, so hopefully you're watching all my social feeds. Isn't technology great? They weren't expecting me to turn the camera around on them. Everybody's mixing and mingling in the British Airways lounge. You can't really see it over there, but there's a whole buffet of food, which I might get up and grab some in just a moment. The bigger problem is that I have to wait for the rest of my Dropbox to sync, because I'm trying to upload the vlog that should be uploaded tomorrow morning when I'm just about ready to land in London. I'm trying to make my way through the crowd. There's a lot of people. We're all going to be on the same plane together. It's going to be a long glad they have Fahrenheit up there, otherwise I would not know how chilly it is. Well, I walked 2 feet and then they hand me something else. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Leaving San Francisco now. Next stop, London. Our agenda. We only really have 3 hours of downtime. So hopefully this will be about as interesting for you as I can make it. It's certainly interesting for me. Every plane ride from here on in is going to be boring by comparison. I think this is really the first time I'm able to talk to the lens out loud on a plane, because usually I don't say anything because I don't want to interrupt the person next to me. But as you can see, currently I have no person next to me.
The keys were found in the showing lounge.
I'm walking upstairs on an airplane. Okay, it's just like walking upstairs on a normal stairway. Sorry, I'm just telling everybody what it's like to walk upstairs on a plane. Have you guys ever visited Craigslist before? Do you want to meet the Craig of Craigslist? He's standing right over there with a hat on. Say hi to YouTube. They've asked us to take our assigned seats, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, it feels like you're taking the stairs.
Okay, everyone, we're almost there. Everyone, please take your assigned seats. If you'd like to browse videos and articles related to your topic. And lastly, packed with fun, excitement, and amazingly creative people. So we're very excited.
This is an appetizer. I've never had English mustard before, but they offered it, so hey, when in London or en route, you want to say hi to YouTube? This is one of the British Airways geeks. He's so embarrassed right now. So now the teams are basically coming up with ideas and then solidifying them, who's going to work on them, and then they have to work towards actually completing them. That's a part of the ungrounded thinking. More information at ungroundedthinking.com if you didn't know that already. So I'm going to see what else has been posted. First, design a STEM sleepaway camp for 6 to 12-year-olds. Burning Man for kids. Could be fun.
And those are the cool ones. Those are the ones you want to fill. Okay? There's 5 total. So, for instance, this one says optional. Fill it. One do you get? It's optional.
STEM heroes. Storytelling. It's a big word for me. It's like vlogging. That's storytelling. I think this is pretty much the back of the plane, by the way.
The third one is business model.
I'm a huge believer in bringing incentives to grading systems. In fact, I would say eliminating grading systems altogether, because you could have one really good teacher and get an A, and then have a really bad teacher and get a D in the same class. This is YouTube.
Am I on YouTube right now?
Right now.
Oh, wow.
Don't be cutting that on. These are the notes that we brainstormed during lunch earlier today, and you can see some of mine up here. Robot battles, puppet scientists, and of course Lego. Hey, I got one red dot for that. Not bad, not bad. Time to say goodbye to the sun for a while. I have to thank British Airways for this opportunity, not just to watch the sunset here on this flight, but I'm having a blast. Are you?
It's awesome.
Dude, I want to be on this kind of flight on every flight.
I figured that we could actually just, we don't need to live in cities anymore. We can actually just keep moving around the world and doing our work all the time.
Well, see, but this isn't like work, though. I mean, talking and, I mean, we're having fun and brainstorming through problems. I like that kind of thing,
It's
though.
probably really an efficient use of fuel, but like,
well, but you know, I can imagine taking a flight like this again, and I really think it should be the first of many for British Airways. I am so in.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really cool. But yeah, you're on a plane, right? And I know some of you have already been on planes, but usually on a plane you're stuck in a chair and you don't really move around a lot. It's a completely different experience when you can get up, move around the plane, talk to other people, have these dynamic conversations, and honestly, I may know one or two people on this plane. I don't know most of the people on this plane, but we're all kind of together on a common goal or set of goals. That's not always practical for every flight, but I just can't help but think there should be a networking cabin on future flights. I would pay for that kind of seat, or seat or standing, because then I knew, I'm serious, a networking section on a plane. There's an idea.
Show us all these brilliant ideas.
They use invisible ink.
And in doing that,
Are they talking about possibly building like an open source Lego?
what it serves, what it looks like. This is your vocation.
No, it's not my vocation.
You just do this for fun?
That's a massive lens. I love that.
Thank you. It is a big lens. They're looking to envision a way in which mentors and mentees could learn from one another across borders, cultures, and countries. Which I think is kind of what we're doing now in this very YouTube channel. A lot of the stuff that I put out there might be informative, maybe not in the traditional construct, but I know a lot of people out there look to me as their mentor. I would never say that that's what I am or what I'm trying to do, but if I can set a good example by doing the way I do things out there, sharing what I think, how I do things, my suggestions and ideas, then I guess I may be creating mentees out there as opposed to manatees, which I've never even seen a manatee. And this is the front of the plane. That team was actually brainstorming the idea of empowering females and creating a network of STEM-related content specifically for females. I mean, done by females for females. I think it's a smart idea. I mean, there are a lot of females who are into STEM. Do you know of any offhand? You should. I really don't care, who you are. I almost fell into the bathroom. I don't care who you are. I respect you for how you present yourself online, your ideas. This group is brainstorming through the idea of doing a reality show or a reality TV show network. And think of TV ethereally like a YouTube channel or a series of YouTube channels. Reality shows geared towards females involving STEM topics. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I'd watch that. I kind of did with King of the Nerds. I really wish there was a bigger network. And you know who won King of the Nerds? Celeste.
We're actually learning how to compete in a way that no other people can do. And it's like, oh shit, we're actually like tricking them into learning.
You know, the funny thing is, before I got on the plane, I was approached by a couple of people who used to watch me on Tech TV saying that they only pursued a career in tech, largely because of the inspiration we provided on that channel. I'm finally going to have a Chris Bello. It's kind of like my name. Chris Pirillo? Chris Bello? Yeah, close enough. Bacon Sherpas.
Bacon's in a backpack.
Bacon in a backpack?
Yes. Bacon in a backpack.
I'm in. Sign me up.
All right, get down here.
I'm in. No, I gotta float around. I can't be on any particular team. I just hear bacon, and it could be the air pressure, but you said bacon, right?
No, we didn't say bacon.
Oh, got me all excited. I'm thinking bacon?
We said beacon.
Oh, beacon. Well, if you make it bacon, I guarantee you'll get a lot of geeks.
If you start frying up bacon at the beacon point, you're going to start.
The bacon beacon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Get some BBs out there. Get some BBs out there.
I'm in. Pretty bizarre seat. Oh, very comfortable. I like this. And the cool thing is, you can sit across the way from somebody else if you know them, but then if you don't know them, you can push up a partition.
We're now working on the way and trying to get one more here so we've got one coming up as a sentence and accelerate here in the middle soon.
I taste good.
Is that a lens for your iPhone?
I thought that was an iPhone. No, just a point and shoot camera.
Yeah, but look at that lens. Why is it really nice glass?
No, it's just big.
Wow.
I have a big lens. I'm overcompensating for something. So the idea is like a food truck or a dance truck, only espousing STEAM ideals, which include science, technology, engineering, and Dance Revolution. This is what some people call me.
What does this look like in terms of how that arrives? Is it as a contest for jobs?
Now comes the time when we're going to vote on each other's ideas, so we're going to move around the plane clockwise. I have 5 votes, these red dots, and I'm not sure if the line's going to be moving. Now we're still talking to one another.
First contest is our use case. She's 21. She designed the logo, right? She's like super whatever. And to her goal is following the goal of collecting.
What he's saying is that someone who's on the plane from Iowa is basically a living model for this particular idea. So I gave them one of my red dots. Tech Team Idol competition. So many good ideas, but I only had 5 stickers. We have landed, and it's really cloudy outside, just like it is at home in Seattle. It's like a welcome mat for me. Heathrow's longest escalator, and a guy who's teaching me English. I've always wanted to do this. I'm so worried about the baggage retrieval systems they've got at Heathrow. The San Jose Mercury News has published an article and used the photo of me standing in front of the Technology is Great Britain and Northern Ireland, vlogging myself when I'm awake enough to edit it, Eric.
Although at the same time,
right now, Eric, I'm not awake.
Not awake. Neither one of us is awake.
I haven't decided whether this is going to go in another vlog, you know, or the vlog that I recorded yesterday, because it's been one long day for me.
24 hours.
Yeah. Check this out. You just wave your card in front of that, and you're in my hotel room. Quick tour. Extremely nice, and I would say, as far as hotel rooms in Europe go, this is large. There's a view of some of my companions who were with me on the UnGrounded flight, which is now complete. We will be visiting the House of Lords this evening. Kind of excited about that, but I'm also very tired. Took a power nap on the bus. I was asking for the elevators, and a guy told me to lift something. I said, no, elevators. And he said, lift. I don't know if he's saying, you know, I need to work out more, or if he was asking, do you even lift? It feels so good to lay down. My neighbors can see me. A personal invitation to the House of Lords. I'm fairly sure that's important. Unless they're bringing me in there to yell at me.
And may I add my welcome, particularly to the innovators who have flown across the Atlantic to be with us here this evening.
Tomorrow we're going to have the Queen. So they are the bread, but you are the meat. A huge thank you. So generous. Host here tonight. It's been an absolutely unique experience for us. Can I just say thank you to all of you, because everybody knows I don't drink and I don't smoke, but I love flowers.
We do about software, right? But like, people are using it to grow movements of tens of millions of people. Yeah. We build communities, and we build communities around people.
That's big. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to record a lot since arriving in London, because as soon as I got back into the hotel room and gave you a brief tour, I crashed for 3 hours, and then we had to head off to a special engagement where I didn't record a lot because I wasn't allowed to record a lot. Now, I have to figure out how to get this thing plugged into the wall. They have different holes here. Thank you for watching this entire video, and of course, as always, for remembering to like, comment, and share everything that we do.